Testing, testing, testing to see if everything is working. Everything is working. Hello everyone and welcome back to a new stream. This is 2021 and we are back with another 2-hour live commentary event. I have opted in for being live comms, and yeah, today we are in Blue Moon and we're doing a proper NASCAR race. So we're gonna go for a little blue screen, and then we're gonna talk with the guys for a few short moments, and be ready to start. Hello, guys.
Hello, Norwegian guy.
I'm just in here to bother you for a few minutes while.
Everybody's on mediums except for like one or two guys.
So, how are you guys feeling tonight?
Well, great until you joined the party.
Oh wow!
Scared.
Let's see.
Getting him mixed up with Stephen, aren't you?
Okay, I'm not gonna stay for very long. Just gonna talk for a few short minutes, and then before the race starts, I'll leave and do the proper commentary. So there's that. Oh, we got that.
Sounds good.
Let's see.
There's no tyre wear quality, is there?
One.
It's on one, I think.
Yeah. One. I hear one.
Okay, so who we got in here tonight? Dollars, Spooky, Ivano, Speed, Slurb, Gary, JC, Megan. Frog. Huh. Is Mong in there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, that's a lot of times.
Ah, you bastards.
We get some slipstream.
Alright, guys. I am just gonna say this. Good luck to everyone. Try and have fun, and yeah.
Fun?
Well, the rest of you have fun. Gary isn't allowed.
Have a good one, Kamara. Hope we can entertain you.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. I'll try. Alright. Good luck, guys. All right, that was a little bit with the guys, and Mung is in a chat by himself because he is Mung, and he wasn't in the other chat for some reason. Let's see here. Okay, we are ready. I'm just gonna share this little thing on my Facebook. Okay, so I am going to put my controller away, and I've got some pretzel sticks next to me, some chocolate, and I got something to drink, so I think I'll be good for the evening. Just had my pizza, and now it's time for some racing. And we are going to look over the rules and regulation in today's race. So, the rules of the race is the tire wear and fuel might be a little bit different on this track, but each race shall last 2 hours and have the following settings. Any exceptions shall be stated in the schedule. So, start type grid with a false start check. That is not true for this race. This will be a rolling start. Grid order fast and first. Boost off, strength real, slipstream strength real. Yeah, a lot of these are probably wrong, but yeah. Basically, it is sort of standard ruling on these races, and yeah. So let's get down to some qualifier, where we see Mr. Gary, the German alien, is in the lead with 141.9. We have Jev Kusker with 42.0. Is that correct? Yes. That is. We have Spooky, the Spookster, in third with a 42.0 as well, 43 there. And everyone is going to be slipstreaming like absolute mad dogs in this race. We have William Megan with us. Britain Spit just caught fourth. As we see, Mr. Frog is also in this race. Let's hope he has gotten some. Let's hope he has gotten the wheel problems we had earlier in the day under control. Flapjack also with us today. The M4R crew, Flappy Spice, and we have Comrade Mitzos. Looks like he's also a part of the M4R crew today. Diesel, Dollars, my good pal Monguinho, JC, we have my Scandinavian neighbor, Mr. Lerb. We have Speed 140. and Ivano. So, we are 5 minutes away from the race start, and I've been following Super GT closely today as well, as he has been doing a 200 lap race around Nürburgring Nordschleife. So try to follow him as well. He is currently on his last lap, so he is soon done with his stint. Actually going through the second to last lap now, and he has done well today. How he has not lost his mind, I don't know. But we are here for the driver's room 2 hour. So we're just gonna watch these guys now. From the rules that I've understood it, all drivers must at least do one stint on racing mediums, and they must at least do 15 laps of mediums to not get disqualified or incur heavy penalties. So that's what we got here. As we see Spooky Looky in third. And he's pulling right over because he's coming out of the pits, or others just up to slipstreaming this man or this kid. Spooky is also running in Tier 1 of ADEC, and he's really deserved the promotion he got from 2020. From the looks of it, he's doing quite well over there as well. As we see Gary all over the back bumper of Spooky now. And Spooky is now bleeding positions because of the slipstreams. Haven't done this in a while, so excuse me for any lapses. I'll see if that works. That does work. How did this work? It was Z, wasn't it? That it was. Just figuring out some button controls. Haven't done this in a freaking long while. Is there a... that I can see. Oh well, doesn't matter. As we see, dollars all the way down in 14th now, and JC in 15th as he's into the pits to change some tires. I think it's Racing Soft that is the maximum tire today. Yup. Mediums and soft, as we see Mung in second place, as he just got bumped down to third. How these people not lose their minds after this race is beyond me. 2 hours on an oval, not exactly my cup of tea or my cup of coffee or my cup of Coca-Cola, but I'll gladly live commentate the action. Okay, looks like we are done with quali. And just waiting for the rest to finish, or JC is still in the pits. So yeah, we're about ready to get on the way with the 2-hour race. I can't even speak straight. I might jump in with Mung in the 1 hour mark if things are starting to get a little stale. Just talk him through stuff and maybe be a little motivator, and maybe I won't go insane either. Okay. Got my Rockstar ready. And JC still parked in the pits. Come on, JC, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. We got a race to do. Oh, that's a cold Rockstar energy drink. Ooh, oh, might have to put on the heat soon. So freaking cold over here in Norway. Ugh. Was out walking earlier and almost froze my ears off, my nose off, my eyes off. Ugh. Whew. All right, we are ready to race, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said earlier, this is a rolling start. I am just going to exit and enter so I can actually go into cockpit view for when that is needed. But I have to wait until the cars get rolling. Oh, this game is so effed up. There we go. Now we are on our way for our first 2 hour race of 2021. As we see Flapjack in the lead with Gary, Mung, Frog, Cusker, Spooky, Comrade, Diesel, all of the hungry piranhas in the back. It looks like it's a good opening for M4R Flappy Spice. We're already passing turn 3 and going over to start lap 2. Hello, Craig. And everyone's getting through clean. This is going to be a slipstream train for 2 hours. Hello, Juggernaut. As we see Cusker is going on the inside of Gary, going right into the slipstream of Flapjack, or going side by side into turn 3, manages to get himself up into P1. Flapjack down to 2nd, Spooky up to 3rd, Gary all the way down to 5th. This is going to be a massive slipstream train for the entire duration of this race. Cars are looking beautiful as we see Spooky is challenging the Cusker. I do understand that, Craig. Yeah, 2 hours on oval is not exactly something I would enjoy doing. I'll be brutally honest there. I'll gladly live commentate, but no racing for me. As we see Spooky up to first now. It's going to be a scramble to try and get away from the train of cars. I need to find my big pillow. Hold on 2 seconds. So I can balance my keyboard. Oh, shit. We're still here. Ugh. Stupid, stupid cable. Ah. There we go. Little technical difficulties here. As we see, the Cusker is in first again. Going back to check the rest of the field. We have Gary all the way down to 5th. Mitzo's right behind him. Speed with a big train of cars behind him. Diesel, Britney Spit, Mung. We have Ivano, John Willemigan, JC up at the 13th, Dowlers 14th. We have Lurb all the way down in 15th. And Dowlers has probably had an off into turn 1. Oh, shame we couldn't see that, but that's what the replays are for sometimes. Vipers on full, yeah. As we see, Cusker is being followed by Frogman and Spooky and Flapjack, Gary. I think Cusker is trying to go on the inside. Oh, wait, did he? Yeah, no, Spooky made that move. I'm not used to seeing the guys in different colored cars, and yeah. So we have Spooky in first, Cusker in second. We have Frogman in third now, Flapjack, Gary. We have JC Lurb all the way down into 15th. It's a long road up to 14th, but a very long race, so he shouldn't be discouraged from this. Just keep up, and well, keep up, I say. Keep with it. Is that the right word? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Put the ciders down. I'm not drinking any ciders today. I'm drinking a Rockstar energy drink just to keep myself awake, Craig. Spooky is still holding off the Cusker train. Stick with it. Yes, stick with it. As we see, Speed is going for a move on the Frog. Side by side through turn 1. And we have Flapjack trying to just show himself in the mirrors of Cusker. Oh, just look at how close he is at the rear bumper of Cusker now. He's got to watch out from the back. He's got Speed and Frog right behind. Should have really done a commentary video today from Tier 3 as well, but I just haven't had the will to do so. As we see, Flapjack is still trying to hold on to third, as we see Speed on the inside of him. Speed up into second, so we made that move, stick into turn 1, and Spooky is just on a different level to the guys today. As we see Speed going very high into turn 2, yes, turn 2. And just totally runs it up to P1. Wow. Now a little gap is forming now. The pack is losing grounds up to the top 3. But the slipstream train will continue for the entire race. And Gary's being chased by Mr. Mitzos. Supplied by Rockstar Racing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I might do my video tomorrow or something. Just haven't felt up to it today, so just been relaxing. As we see, Britton Smith has gotten himself up into P8 with Mung right behind him. In the, I think Jules and Craig were the ones that wasn't Mung's team, so it's a design to incorporate three designs into one. I kind of like that design actually. So Mung, the master livery creator, and the guardian of biscuits, or whatever we called it. Megan all the way down in 13th now. Diesel 12th. We have Ivano in 11th with the yellow ABS. I think that's the low setting ABS, possibly. As we see, Speed is still trying to hold off Spooky, Flapjack, Cusker, Frog, Dowlers, and Gary. And just looked like Speed was going into the pits. But just look at this, it's a major slipstream train. I watched a few NASCAR races, not the entirety of a NASCAR race, but yeah, this is exactly what it looks like in NASCAR. Just a big train of cars chasing each other down. As we see, Frog is going on the inside of Cusker, Spooky. Taking a look with Mr. Frog, as we see Cusker is very desperate to get past, but there is no way to... oh, the door is opening. Oh, this is gonna get us... oh, we have some sideswipe contact between Frog and Spooky. Nothing major, but we have Spooky, Gary, and Frog in the same team, so let's hope none of them takes each other out. They are reaching almost 300 kilometers an hour, so nothing wrong with the speed of these machines. As we see, Britnessbit and Monginio are both fighting. If you want to see this race from Britnessbit's perspective, check him up on Twitch. His channel is TX141. He's doing this from cockpit view. As we see JC already into the pits, filling up his car. And Speed is still holding his own in P1 with Flapjack, Cusker, Dowlers, Mitzos, all chasing behind them. And Dowlers has driven himself, yeah, good way up. As we see, Speed is still trying to hold off Flapjack and Dowlers. Dowlers in the first few laps was all the way down in 12th, 13th. And Mitzos, like I said before, it's just a big train of cars. I think the slipstream is set to weaken this race. Yep. And yeah, just look at this big train of cars. There's not a lot of distance between these guys. Let's take a look at Britnessbit. Yeah, 2.7 seconds up to the lead car. 3 from John. And we have Cusker going in there. He's 15 seconds back, but he has also been into the pits to change off his mediums. Lerb still hanging on in 14th with still old tires, and the right ones are the first tires to go. JC has been into the pits, so he's falling behind a little bit. As we see Flapjack, Diesel, all of those boys going into the pits now. Mitzos. And they're all filling up the tanks, so we're going to see a little bit of gaps between all the racers. As we see Speed and his medium tires have almost no tire wear, so he's probably doing a very good management on his tires compared to a lot of the other boys. As we see, Dollars has a lot more tire wear on his right side tires. Frog, not a lot on his front, but a little bit more on the back. We see Spooky there. Oh, a lot on the back. We have Gary there, and we see all the guys going into the pits now. And by the time everyone has gone into the pits, the pack will probably be reformed. Unfortunately, there's no safety car in Gran Turismo or a safety car feature, so if there's yellow flags and stuff like that, the race will just keep going on. Britnessbit is in 5th position. So this is just going to be a battle of wills, and the slipstream game, who can use the slipstream the best, and be patient and get themselves up. As we see, Cusker and Speed are both fighting through the start-finish straight as they're coming up to turn 1 at lap 21. And Mitzels has a big pack of cars behind him in Flapjack, Diesel, and Dowlers. The M4R crew, made for racing. It's probably not what the team is called, but it is running sort of in M4R colors that Pluxduck in the driver's room community is in charge of. As we see, Dowlers is making a move on Mitzels and Cusker, but just loses out on the slipstream on the start-finish straight. Or maybe no. I'm just my eyes can't really focus right now. As we see, Dollars is not, well, didn't do turn one quite as well. As we see, still Gary, or however you say this man's PSN name, is in first with Spooky Lukey right behind him, Frogman right behind there, and we have Mong, still hasn't pitted either, with Britton Spit and John William Megan right behind them. So it looks like Team Gary, Spooky, and Frog are all three being chased by Mong, Britt, and John William Megan. I do think these cars have been tuned a little bit. Not really sure, since I didn't opt in to race this race and just wanted to do some commentary. I'm not a very good commentator in my mind, but check out TX141 again. He is exceptionally skilled in his commentaries. He knows what he's talking about, and yeah. As we see, Spooky is right on... No, Frog is right on the... No, wait, what am I saying? Spooky is right on the bumper of Gary. There we go, right up in the gearbox as we see him being a little bit careless out of the last turn. Loses a little bit of a distance up to Gary. But oh wow, look at that, just bump drafting. Shake and bake, baby, shake and bake. Big train between... behind Gary, as we can't really forget the rest of the field, so we're gonna go down, take a look. As we see, Speed is still in a slipstream battle with Cusker, and Cusker just doing the bump draft. They are trying to catch up to the top 6. Where's John William Egan? Is he? Yeah, he is very close to the top 5. So Cusker and Speed are also both trying to catch up. As we see, Diesel, Flapjack, Mitzels, Dowlers are all fighting. Well, technically not fighting, I think, but still trying to utilize the slipstream and get back up to the lead. But this is interesting. All of these guys have pitted and their fuel tanks have been filled. So let's see with the top guys. And it looks like the top guys will have to refuel quite a bit. And we see Frogman. Holy balls, look at the fuel tank of Mr. Frog. There is nothing left, so you'll probably have to pit within this lap or after this lap. We see Mung has saved his fuel quite a bit more than Frog. Britney Spit has also saved a lot of fuel, but I think, yeah, Mung is a lot better out of the fuel saving stage. Will Frog go into the pits, and we have Team Gary going into the pits. So that leaves Monginio, Britton Spit, John William Megan to still have a pit stop to complete. As we see speed 140. Oh, okay, they're a bit further down. It is... No, wait. Am I seeing the right... What? Huh? Oh, you know what? We have a back marker. Lerb has been lapped by the leaders. That's why there were 4 in the front. We see Monginio going into the pits. He's probably going to top up his tank. We see Britton Spit still staying out with John William Egan right behind him. Speed is now still in front of Cusker, and I think they're... oh yeah, just look at Cusker's fuel tank compared to Speed. Speed is probably using this ton of power on that. He's probably using ton of... I can't speak. He's using a ton of power. There we go. I missed the A. Out of that engine just to try and stay ahead of Cusker, and Cusker's just utilizing the ability to fuel save like crazy and still stay in the slipstream of Speed and save a shit ton of fuel. Sorry, we had to do an S-bomb there. But yeah, Speed still staying ahead of Cusker, and Speed now up into second place with Britton Spit still hasn't been into the pits. 31 flipping laps, ladies and gentlemen, of racing from Britton Spit, and he still hasn't been into the pits. And we've been racing for 22 minutes. We have an hour and 37 minutes to go. And I'll be honest, this is quite a bit more exciting than the last race I did live commentate for the 2 hours. That was on Lago Maggiore East, I believe, in the Mazda MX-5 Tourings. The gap was just a little bit too large and not a lot of action, and I almost fell asleep after the first hour had passed. So, going back to Lerb, my fellow Scandinavian brother, just over the water, or an hour away. Borders have unfortunately been closed for a year now due to the situation in the world, and I would love to go back to Svinesund and buy some snacks and buy some vanilla cokes. I've missed those. Seeing JC in 13th, just all alone on track right now, but anything can happen in the course of a tour race, and yeah. We see Mung all the way down into 11th, right behind the Gary boys, Spooky and Frog, and John William Megan. Gary leading this pack of cars as we see John William Megan, or is that, wait. Gary is chasing Spooky. There we go. Whew. My voice is starting to break. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. As we see Britton Spit into the pits, and Speed also into the pits now with, what is it? 3 liters of fuel remaining. So he's used a ton of fuel. And we see Cusker. He's probably played the mind game quite well. And he is currently in the lead, 5.2 seconds ahead of Flapjack. But then again, he will have to go into the pits in maybe about 8 to 10 laps, if I'm not shooting myself in the foot here from saying that. As we see Flapjack, Diesel, Comrade Mitzos, all in a pack together, and I think these boys have been pretty much together all race, and they're probably doing a team strategy. As we see Diesel going in front of Flapjack, the same with Mitzos, and they're just utilizing their slipstream and trying to make some ground up to the Cusker man, Jeff Cusker. Whoops. Sorry, little technical malfunction there. Pressing the wrong buttons. Yeah, don't press wrong buttons, ladies and gentlemen. It makes for a blue screen on PS4, and yeah, don't do that. As we see Spooky in front of Gary, Gary's right up in the gearbox of Spooky, and Spooky's just trying to hold off the angry German. And I've been told, I've tried to say to the guys before the race started, have fun, and then Gary corrected me, and he can't have fun. He's not allowed to have fun. Apparently, it's a German thing. I don't know how true that is, but it's still fun. Still pretty much fun. As we see Monginio there in 8th with speed 140 and the I'm gonna call that the WD-40 car, and I do love a WD-40 livery. Frog right behind him, just bump drafting, shake and bake. As we see Frog going on the inside into turn 1, but not enough momentum to actually get ahead of Speed. Britney's bit all the way down into 11th right now, and I can't believe it's almost been a half hour already, and my voice is starting to break up, so I need to grab myself a drink. Oh, take a little bit of read on the comments. Hope Gary gets engine issues. Go Mon go. No, I think tuning is off. I saw that. And for woohoo, Mon Fluent. Craig's off. Craig's into the wall. Yeah, Craig's had spin. That would have been exciting, Craig. As we see, Dollars is challenging Ivano, and he was all the way up in the top 3, but pit stops have changed a lot of positions now. We see, yeah, Lerb is actually catching up quite a bit, but his little spin or crash into the wall did ruin things for him a little bit. But still, it's an hour and a half still to go, so anything can happen in the race. Cuskerman still very much unchallenged, very much unbeatable until his pit stop. He's probably got to fill up his tank to the brim. Mitzos and Diesel and Flapjack are all in a slipstream battle, as we see both going ahead of Mitzos into turn 1. We have Diesel now in 2nd, Flapjack 3rd, Comrade Mitzos in 4th. So, going down to Spooky and Gary, as we see a slipstream train of these two with John William Megan and Mung right behind them. As we see the M4R crew still swapping positions. Gary now in front. No, Spooky still in front of Gary. They're probably still trying to work together, as we see Megan and Mung are slowly but surely catching up. Mung on the mediums, and I think that's the only stint he needs to do on mediums. As we see Kusker into the pits with 3% left in the tank. He's gonna draw positions like crazy, as we see Flapjack, Mitzos, Diesel all up into P3. We have Gary now up into P4 with Spooky in 5th, John William Megan right behind, and Mung behind him again. And Megan is quite a bit closer. No, just looked like it was a bit closer. They are all catching up to the M4R boys, though. So I still need to figure out M4R name for Diesel. We have Flappy Spice. Maybe we should just call him Diesel Spice. The Diesel Spice. Yeah, let's call him Diesel Spice. Petrol Spice. That's the name of Diesel now. Petrol Spice. And Mitzos, I think, is just a guest star in the M4R 2-hour, and I think he's running Arta in the ADEC Championship. As we see them now all into the pits. Low fuel tanks, and they will have to fill up. As we see Gary in first place with Spooky right behind him, John William Megan right behind that. And these boys have a half tank of fuel. And yeah. No pit stops for these boys for the moment. As we see Speed and Frog doing some shaking bacon. Cusker now in a battle with Britney Spit, or as he's called in the M4R crew, first time of asking Spice. Right now it would be the 45th time of asking Spice. As we see the M4R crew still in the slipstream train with each other. Dowlers right in front of Ivano. Lerb finally up to 14th, but he will have to pit momentarily. The fuel tank is running on fumes. And we have JC with a full tank of fuel. As we see Lerb into the pits. Proper looking Days of Thunder livery, I would say. Gary now in first with Spooky right behind him. Oh, that's some good stuff. So, we have Megan slowly catching up to the boys in front. He's just trying to get those few extra centimeters or meters to try and be a real challenge and a real pain in the ass for Gary and Spooks. Frog is now passing, I would say, JC. As we have Cusker in the picture next to Britney Spit, or Britney Spit is actually a little bit behind. Britney Spit is also the host of this lobby. Him and Comrade Mitzos are the ones organizing the 2-hour racing. It was originally Monginio that started this entire thing, and he just let the reins over to other people. I don't really remember the reasoning, but there's a lot of planning that goes into these races, and they are done pretty much once a month because of them being very, very long. And JC has unfortunately had an engine failure and has been forced to retire from today's race. So that would make it a good idea for Craig possibly to enter the room, and we could do some live commentating together. What do you say, Craig? And speed has dropped off a little bit to Ivano, but then again, he has been into the pits, put on the racing mediums for now, and is out for 15 laps minimum on racing mediums. Lurb in a little bit of a backmarker battle, as he has come out of the pits with a fresh set of mediums and a fresh and full tank of fuel. Frogman in 10th, coming out of the pits there with, just under a half tank of fuel. What? Maybe this is a short stint from Frog. Has he underfueled? Has he made a mistake? Has he been impatient? I don't know. As we now see Gary and Spooky still battling it out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll just have to clean up my nose a little bit. Ugh. All this talking is actually stressing out my nose for some reason. But you won't be hearing that. 2 seconds. Okay, we are back. I just had to blow my nose. Got some itching. Oh, there we go. Wow. The winter times are really making a big mess of sinuses. As we come back with Gary now and Spooky still in the lead. They will have to go in shortly for some fuel and tires. And Gary has used a lot of his rear right. Let's take a look with Spooky. He has pretty much the same tire wear as Gary. And what about Megan and Mung? Mung hasn't got a lot of tire wear compared to the three in front, but then again the fuel levels are quite low. Cusker, Comrade Mitzel's, Britain Spit, Flapjack are all about to come to the start finish. And they will pass Gary and Spooky and Megan and Monk. And I think actually Megan didn't fill up to the brim. We have Monk, he did not fill to the brim either. We see Gary there and Spooky, they both filled up to the absolute brim. Dowlers and Speed. Well, Dowlers and I think that's Ivano. Yeah. Ivano's now in last place, about to be lapped by Cusker. Or, yeah, I think it was No, it wasn't. A little difficult to see who is which. Where's that little... there we go. That little overlay disappeared, the little Dickens. As we see Cusker, Mitzos, all chasing each other down the start-finish straight. As we see Cusker going very defensive, trying to break the slipstream, trying to get some breathing room from the angry horde of wasps in, well, behind them. Lurb has no chance but to, no other choice but to slow down and let the others pass him. As we see Mitzel's Flapjack and Diesel probably now going up to the top three. And Diesel still a little bit of a distance behind. We have a little bit of a lag from what it looked like to be Flapjack. As we see Diesel on the outside or inside of Cusker into turn one and gets himself up into third as he loses it back down to fourth. And M4R the presence of the M4R crew are strong today. As we see Diesel going in on the inside of Cusker yet again, gets himself up to third, Cusker down to fourth. We have Britain's Bit now up into fifth, John William Egan in sixth, Gary down in seventh, Spooky eighth. We have Mung in ninth, Speed in 10th, followed by Frog, Dowlers. Lurb is a lap behind. Coming up back with the M4R crew, we have Mitzo still rocking away in first. Just look at the big pack of cars. They've all gathered up to get again, bunched up again. As we see the M4R crew are still overtaking each other, just helping each other through the track, trying to gain some ground away from Cusker, Britain's Bit, John William Egan in the back there. Mitzo's now in first, as he's been for the last few laps. Lap 61, ladies and gents, and we've been driving for 45 minutes shortly. Still have an hour and 15 minutes to go. A lot can happen in the last hour, and it's actually gone by quite fast. Hello, JC. Did your engine blow? I have a feeling the Mustang engine just went into 1,000 pieces, as we see Cusker just sneaking himself past into P1. Mitzo's dropping down to second, and he is out of slipstream. Still sticking in. No, wait. He's right behind Cusker. Of course he is. It was Diesel that was out of slipstream. Now we have a big slipstream train in fourth, and a slipstream train from fifth to seventh, eighth. Just look at this pack of cars. Britain's bit is, 6 cars in a slipstream train now, with Gary, Spooky, and Mung behind that. We're gonna follow the top 6, as Cusker is really under heavy pressure. Yeah, something like that. Well, it's a shame that the mechanics botched up your engine, JC. As we see, Cusker dropped 3 positions in 1 turn. And the M4R crew up into 1, 2, 3. Britain's bit still trying to catch up to Lurb, the back marker, and utilize the slipstream, get himself further up the field. As we see Monginio and Spooky and John William Megan, all 3 now battling for positions, as we see Mung going on the inside of both of them into the last turn, gets himself up into 7th. He's got Megan and Spooky right behind in the mighty slipstream train. We have 9 cars in a freaking slipstream train, ladies and gentlemen. And the M4R crew are leading the pack of angry wasps or bumblebees. No, actually, we have 10 cars in this slipstream train, counting Lurb, who is not giving a quarter. Gary on the inside into the last turn, trying to overtake Britain's bit. Just is not in the slipstream, so he can't keep up. As we see Spooky trying to go for, let's see, where's Spooky? There he is. Going for the inside move of Britain's bit. Does it work? He is ahead of Britain's bit. But then again, Britain's bit doesn't yield easy. And his fuel is looking low. Just look at this rear right. I would think it was the rear or left right that would go first, but it looks like the rear tire is the one to go. As we see Mitzos gets himself up into first with his team of M4R boys, Spice Boys. Only thing missing from the Spice Boys crew is an actual band. Maybe they'll form a band later in the year when the world gets back to normal. Hey, Jules! Yeah. A lot more action than I actually expected, Jules. As we see Cusker into the pits, we have the M4R crew into the pits. Spooky, Gary, and Mung still continuing. And I think, yeah, Britain's pit is also into the pit. Diesel into the pits. John William Megan into the pits. And Speed and Tenured Frog is still out. But as I call him, the Frogman. Coming down to Lerb. He is still sticking with the boys. He may be a lap down, but that isn't discordant. And Lerb has lost his engine. Oh. And we have Britain Spit or TX141 down in 11th at the moment. Still a few people that haven't pitted, but it will be a few more laps until this pack of 3 racers goes into the pits and the entire field will be gathered once more. As we see, Mung is right up in the back alley of Spooky. Going on board with Mung. We can see how much Spooky is actually gaining, but he's just bump drafting Gary. Trying to get away from the Biscuit Eater, Mung. The Biscuit King, Biscuit Lord, as he goes a little bit tighter into and out of turn 3. And Spooky's not actually passing Gary. Let's see, I just need to do that and then go back out there. There we go. As we saw, one of the guys now, Speed and Frogman, have gone into pit. Speed with a lot less fuel in the tank, so he will have to fill a lot more. Gary and Spooky still helping each other with Crazy Mung, the Biscuit Lord, behind them. The M4R crew still hasn't parted ways. They've stuck together this entire 1 hour. Oh, a little spark flying there from the last entry turn there. 72 frickin' laps. And by the time we reach the full 1 hour, we'll probably know how or where this race will end on the lap count. John William Megan in front of Cusker Boy. Britain Spit. Going proper on board with Britain Spit for a single lap. And this man is actually racing from the cockpit view, so take a look at the Twitch channel from Britain Spit. And I am almost tearing off my cables while I'm trying to do stuff. There we go. Put that there. Ah. All right. We're gonna follow this guy to Star Spin Straight, and we're going back to the proper angles. No braking into last turn. Just letting off the gas. As we see the M4 crew still in the mighty slipstream train where they are overtaking each other constantly. Just trying to confuse the guys in the back and just not giving them any chance to pass. As we see, Mitzos is right up the exhaust pipes and gearbox of Blackjack. I will admit, this is a lot more exciting than I thought it would be, but still, an oval race isn't really my cup of tea. If we had the proper Daytona, I still wouldn't do this. If we had the infield, I probably would do it, because it's the infield and it has more than 3 corners. As we see, Mitzos is about to overtake Flapjack, and I think Diesel has fallen a little bit off from Flapjack and Mitzos, but no, he's still right on them. Megan and Cusker both in the same team. Britt and Spit in what I would call the Jamaica team. And we have Gary and Spooky and Monk still in the top 3. Not a lot to separate these boys. I think Mung is just about out of the slipstream. He needs to dig down deep, so he is not to lose too much of that slipstream, as we see him gaining a lot on the straight. But I just think Gary and Spooky have a little bit more of an edge because they're bump drafting each other, and now they're coming up to Frogman, who has dropped down all the way to almost last place now. Let's take a look back. Ivano is actually in last place with Frog in 12th. We have Dollars in 11th with Speed in 10th. And I am pressing the wrong buttons yet again. Don't press the wrong buttons, especially on a woman. Little joke. As we see, Speed is being chased down by Dollars and Ivano. Doing very good in, well, about 30 minutes ago, where he was basically more or less in the lead. But a lot can still happen. Still a long race. And 1 hour to go. Unless these boys get a tunnel vision and suddenly thinks that a wall looks like a corner and just says, "Hello, wall. Are you a corner?" Kaboom! And they crash. Let's hope the commentator's curse doesn't strike in that fashion, though. We have the M4R crew still chasing each other down with Cusker right behind them. John William Egan, Britton Spit. We're going to follow these boys as I take a little bit of a sip from my Rockstar. Whew. My voice is going to be completely dead after this. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can put my leg up there. There we go. And let's not break my super ramp. As we see Mung into the pits with 0% fuel left in the tank. Where will he come out in this pack of cars? Comes out in 9th place, right behind Britt in a Spit. Britt in a Spit still has a few more laps to go before he even contemplates going into the pits. John William Megan up in the 7th. We have Spooky and Gary both into the pits. Where will they end up? As we see Gary with 0% fuel left and Spooky with 1. How much fuel will these boys take on the mighty Mustangs. They drop down to 8th and 9th respectively as they come out right behind Monguinho and the pack in front. So this is interesting, boys. Now the pack is completely gathered up again, just a few more meters up to the rest as we see Dollars into the pits. And will he come out before Ivano? Frogman all alone in the race so far, and must have been a lonely race for him after a little bit of a pit mistake probably, and he did have a stint where he almost didn't take on any fuel. The M4R crew has pretty much been unstoppable so far in the race. They have stuck together like, well, a pack of train cars. Not a lot separating the made-for-racing crew. And we have the mighty Cusker right behind them. And one small, tiny, teeny little mistake, and Cusker will go right up into first place. 84 laps, so I'm thinking maybe, I'm not good at math, 120, 140 laps, possibly? Maybe? As we check a few... stuck together like glue. Thank you, JC. That is the word I was looking for. Stuck together like glue. Thank you, JC. It's not easy being a Norwegian and having English as not my first language. That's what I get for being a Norwegian. Cusker boy. We have John William Megan, Monguinho, Gary, Spooky, Britton Spit. Britton Spit has dropped down to 9th behind Spooky and Gary. And I think the tire wear is killing off his pace a little bit. Maybe he's been a little bit unfocused in one of the turns and just had a lap of judgment or concentration. As we see Speed into the pits with 0 left in the tank. Oh, sorry there, ladies and gentlemen, as I burped a little bit. John Willie Megan right in front of Monguinho. And the M4R crew still unstoppable, like JC said, and he's helping me. They are stuck like glue together, but we have the little wild card behind them in Jev Cusker, who now went up into 3rd place. John William Megan and Mung are not far behind, as we see Mung passing Megan. Will Gary and Spooky find a way through Megan as well? This is also Cusker's teammate. 160-ish laps. Your English is more audible. Oh, well, thank you, JC. Thank you. Man, my voice is going to be a wreck in the morning. As we see Gary and Spooky chasing down Megan. And he's probably defending for their life, just trying to stay in 6th. As we see Gary going on the inside out of the last turn. He has no slipstream now, I would imagine, up to Monguinho, but still manages to get in front of Megan. We have Spooky now up to 7th, and Frog, please do not chat while the race is going. There is no chance of a safety car. There is no hope for a safety car because the race would have to be abandoned, and we're not going to abandon it with 54 minutes remaining. So Frog, please, 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 please do not chat during the race. It's very distracting for the racers and very distracting for the host. Could also result in a little bit of a penalty. As we see Spooky on the very outside of Megan. Megan on the inside into turn 1, trying to defend, but ultimately ends up behind Spooky. Britney Spit still just trying to keep up with the boys in front. The tires are starting to die off quite a bit. Not a lot he can do, it seems. I think he might have to go in for some new tires. Just look at how much the rear right is wearing off in the Mustang. You wouldn't think this is a track that the right side tires would, or the tires in general, would actually wear a lot on, but yeah, it's very hard on the right side tires. And like I said before, I went into this thinking that the right fronts would actually die off faster than the rears. Yeah. Your engine blew up, JC. That's what happened to you. You didn't chat. Your engine blew up. Speed in 11th with Ivano and Dowlers in 12th. 13th dollars, and the pack of fighting cars. We have the M4R crew still stuck together like glue. I'm never gonna forget that word. My throat is really itching now. Really, it's really breaking. Oh, there we go. As we see the M4R crew jumping into the pits. Let's hope the pit crew can do a good, quick pit stop. Maybe Luigi from Cars is there to help them. Speed stop. Gary back in first place with Manginio in second. We have Cusker in third. We have Spooky in fourth. Britney Spit in fifth. But we'll follow these four in front. And Manginio is not giving up. Manginio is really doing good today. And I know for a fact Mung is really missing his wheel. And I would never be able to drive constantly for 2 hours on a friggin' pad. So well on you for doing that, Mung. Ivano making it good to stay out of the leaders' way as they come through the start-finish straight and the pit exit. Gary is maybe running away a little bit now as we see Spooky on the inside of Mung with Cusker right behind and the slipstream of Manginio. Mung is losing a little bit of performance now as he loses the position up to Spooky as well. Let's see, I'm doing some shoddy camera work as we see Britney Spit and Cusker following Mr. Mung, and just look at Cusker's tires. Look at, oh yeah, Cusker's tires is a lot worse than Britney Spit at this point. Mitsos, Diesel, and Flapjack. Again, I'm going to say the word sticking together like glue. They have not faltered once in this race, and how these boys are able to just keep the pace up and stick together like this is beyond me. How they have not crashed and put themselves in the wall, beyond me. Really beyond me. Megan there in ninth, trying to keep up with the made for racing Spice Boys. Speed has lost a lot of distance up to the rest of the field and is currently alone on track, just singing a song, singing a tune, having a cup of tea in the car. Frogman in 12th. We have Ivano in 13th as he's trying to keep into the slipstream of the leaders and the guys in front. Don't tell me they haven't practiced. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't kept up with the if people have practiced or not for the 2 hour. I really haven't. As we come back to the leaders, and Spooky is engaging his lag switch, which can be a little bit disconcerting. It's certainly something I really don't like when I've raced against Spooky. And we have Cusker Boy into the pits with no fuel remaining in the tank. Tires are gone. Britton Spit in 4th. And at least he has some fuel in the tank, but the tires are starting to die off. He's probably struggling a lot out of the corners. As we see the M4 crew passing Cusker, and same with John William Megan. So we're gonna follow the Gary boys, Gary and Spooky, as we see also Monk and Dollars. Dollars is unfortunately a lap behind, but he's sticking to Monk like glue. As we see, Spooky is overtaken by Gary. I think Gary is the boss in this train. Oh, as we see, oh wow. Oh, Spooky, get yourself a cable connection. That lag switch is very, very distracting for the rest of the drivers. Not something we'd like to see in the race, where the car just keeps on skipping to left and right, and then suddenly sends an opponent car off the track. That's what happened to me at Suzuka, where I just got too distracted and ended up on the grass before the bridge that leads up to the hairpin on Suzuka. And Spooky has unfortunately disconnected. Oh, such a good race from Spooky, and then suddenly the lag switch just killed his race tonight. Oh, such a shame to see. As we've passed 100 laps, starting on 101, we have Britton Spit right in 3rd with Mung in 2nd. Oh, as we see, whoa, a little bit of contact between Ivano and Dollars, I would believe there. Let's see what happened. I saw a lot of sudden move. Oh, Ivano. Slow down. No. Calm down, Mr. Ivano, and don't do stuff like that. As we see Mung and Dollars both about to overtake Gary. And Mung in the first into turn 1 of lap starting starting lap 102. We have Mung in the lead with Gary in 2nd, Britton Spit in 3rd. Britton Spit will have to go into pits very shortly to get some more go-go juice and some more fossil fuels to burn off in the mighty thirsty Mustang. As we see, Gary has actually dropped a few spots behind Ivano and Dollars. As we see, Dollars is actually trying to go on the inside of Mung, trying to unlap himself, so to speak. but Mung has it covered on the outside and still stays up in the front with a bunch of eager, slipstreaming, crazy monster cars in the back. We have Britain Spit there, and just look at the rear right tire of Britain Spit's Mustang right now. The tire has had enough, but I think he has enough grip to actually stick with the boys. And yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, JC. Yeah, and you're right. You have to work as a team on a track such as this. I do know that, but then again, an oval track isn't really the most exciting, as I've said before, because of all the slipstreaming involved. And yeah, I do like circuit racing, proper circuit racing, a lot more than oval racing. As we see, actually, Gary has gotten himself back in front. As we see him going on the inside into the last turn of the end of lap 104. So Mung and Gary, well, Gary has done incredibly well together with Spooky before Spooky's unfortunate engine blowout on lap 103, or was it 102? We see Mung right behind in the slipstream of cars. Britain Spit has finally gone into the pits. 1% left in the tank, and he's finally switching out or changing out that worn tire. Diesel, Flapjack, Comrade Mitzos are now up into 3rd, 4th, and 5th respectively, as we see Cusker in 6th, John William Megan in 7th, and Britain Spit still in the pits in 8th. And Britain Spit coming out there and a track all by himself and all alone. Coming back with Mr. Gary and Mung, and we have Ivano and Dollars. And Ivano and Dollars are trying to unlap themselves as Gary and Mung's tires are starting to wear down. As we see Ivano with a little bit of wall riding there into turn 1. And Dollars is now leading the pack, even though he is a lap behind. But that will ultimately make life a little bit more easier for Gary, as he can fuel save a little bit more. Same with Mung, as Ivano tries to go on the inside of Mung into the last corner. And at the end of lap 107. Mung's trying to not make any mistakes at this point. There will be a few more pit stops from all of the guys, and I think maybe the M4 crew might have 1 or 2 more pit stops in them before the final stretch of the race. As we see Cusker right in front of the M4R boys, stuck like glue team. And I need another drink. Oh, man, my throat is really itchy. I need to stop talking for a few days, I think. It was fine before I talked, before I started the stream. Diesel now a little bit of a distance behind Cusker, but I think maybe fatigue is starting to set in a little bit on the guys now. There's been a lot of racing, a lot of battling, and I think I think race fatigue is certainly starting to set in, as we see Mitzos is right all over the bumper of Flapjack, or was until the final corner started. As we see Cusker trying still to get ahead of these boys. And Cusker's right up the back alley of Flapjack. But Mitzos ultimately getting ahead. Just look at how close this is. It's amazing that it hasn't been any major contact that has actually sent people off the track or into the walls. Mung now into the pits with 2% fuel remaining in the tank as we go back to the M4R crew and Cusker. Where will Mung end up? He's down in 7th right now, behind John William Egan, just ahead of Britton Spit. Britton Spit comes out there to the start-finish straight. Where is Mung going to exit? Speed 140. He's a little bit further behind. Britton Spit there, coming out right behind Mung. John William Egan still trying to catch up to the M4R crew and Cusker, as we see Cusker is still giving the fight to the M4R crew and totally messing up the strategy, as we see Gary into the pits now with 3% fuel remaining in the tank. The M4R crew is showing up on the start-finish straight. Where will they end up? Will Gary be able to come up before them, or is he brimming the tank? We have the M4R crew and Cusker now in the top 4 respectively, and John William Egan following there closely behind in 5th with the windshield wipers on. Britton Spit right behind Mung, so to speak, with Dowlers and Ivano right behind him. No, Gary and Dowlers behind Britton Spit, as we see Speed into the pits with 7% fuel remaining in the tank. Ivano coming out of the pits there in 12th. Dowlers is battling with Britton Spit, and Gary. Speed 140 out of the pits. We have Gary in front of Britton Spit. Britton Spit now, yep. As we see Mung right ahead of Gary. As we see Frogman has had an incident. What in the world happened with Frog? Did he just get caught out by the guys in front? Oh! Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, too much wheel spin on cold tires into turn 1 and on the blue stuff. Oh, that's not a lucky. And Frog has had suspension failure. There's been a few dead cars today, as we see the M4R crew 3 wide through the second to last corner. 2 wide into the last corner now, with Flapjack right behind Diesel. We have Cusker right behind them again. There's no gap between these 4 boys. Just look at how close it is. Cusker's right up the exhaust pipes of Diesel. We have Megan right behind them again. He's coming in to join the fight. Cusker's little teammate. As we see John William Megan getting himself up in the 4th. Cusker dropping down to 5th. And I'm probably stressing the hell out of my viewers as well with my Norwegian intensity. Oh! Whew. I kind of feel or understand how Britton Spit feels or felt after the ADEC races he live commentated, and when there was a lot of action. I can hear his voice breaking, and I can feel my voice breaking, and it really is uncomfortable right now. Oh. 35 minutes remaining. I have completely forgotten to watch the time. We have driven for 1 hour and 25 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And we have Britney Spit in 6th with Gary right behind in 7th. And wow. There's been a hell of a lot of action in today's race, and you can't really ask for more with a bunch of clean racers in the drivers' room community. And yeah, clean racing is something we all strive for instead of all of the chaos that is the daily races. As we see Dollars going on the inside of Gary into turn 1. And he's still trying to unlap himself, but slotting in behind of Gary. As we see Britney Spit getting a little breathing room after Gary has to put up a fight with Dowlers. Mung down into 8th. He's got himself a 1.5 second penalty, so he's probably been off the track somewhere, probably into the wall. I think the wall penalties are set to strong on this track, so it is very easy to acquire a penalty. Can you confirm that for me, JC, if you're still watching? Is the wall penalties at hard? It's all costing everybody to lose time when a racer are unlapping. That was my race killer. Only really happens on oval races. Yeah. I haven't watched really many oval races, so I couldn't really say for sure, but yeah. We see Mitzels into the pits now with 1% left in the tank. Flapjack with 0 and Diesel with 2. And the stuck like glue boys, as we should call them right now, are into the pits for probably the very last time, or maybe second to last time. They all come out at the exact same time. As we try to find them back, there we go, a little shoddy camera work. As we see Diesel now in 6th, Mitzels in 7th, Flapjack in 8th. These boys have stuck together like glue for 1 hour and 27 minutes. Nothing has separated these boys more than probably a half a second to each other, and that is some amazing work from the stuck to glue boys. Speed in 9th. This is also a very fast guy, but I think he's been riddled with a little bit of a bad luck and dropped down to 9th. Dollars in 10th, still hanging out with the top 4 boys. As we see John William Egan and Jeb Cusker into the pits with very low fuel tanks and in need of fresh tires. As we see Gary up back into 1st place with Britney Spit in 2nd, Mung in 3rd. And I think these boys will require one more pit stop, and anyone could take the win in today's race. Mung, of course, as probably an independent driver, but in sort of a team with, I think it was Jules and Craig. Whew. I need to slow down. My voice is breaking, and yeah, I need to take a few sips of Rockstar. Maybe I should have brought water or some sort of milk. Gary now rocking away in 1st place on Blue Moon Bay. Gary going very defensive on the start-finish straight, trying to not let the boys behind get into his slipstream, and he is 1.3 ahead of the boys behind him. Maybe this is where the German finally pulls away from the rest of the field. As we see Mung in second, we have 3 different teams now in the top 3. As we see Britain Spit go for a move on Mung from the last corner on the start finish straight and makes the move stick and is up into second. Mung down in third with Dollars in 10th, still trying to unlap himself and staying in the slipstream of the top 3 boys. Oh, yeah, he is very good, that German. Whew. Even in the Rally Championship in Dirt 2, he's unstoppable sometimes. Coming back to the stuck together like glue team, we have Mitzos, Flapjack, Diesel, and Cusker all fighting together again. And Cusker is probably not sure of what he needs to do to get away from these boys and to actually snag the win. He's doing anything in his power just to get himself ahead. But then again, not very easy on an oval. Not very easy at all. Punt them all off. Yes. That would be a sight to behold, wouldn't it, JC? Cusker, if you can hear this by spirit, punt those boys off. I'm pretty sure Britain Spit wouldn't mind. As we see the 2 teammates, Cusker and Megan, still sticking together with the M4R crew, and Speed into the pits yet again for another pit stop. And I don't think he is really refueling his car that much because he's been into the pits quite a few more times than the rest, and he did not fill up. Yep, half a tank of fuel. Action-packed finale. Oh yeah, you are onto something there, JC. You are really onto something there. Definitely. As we see, Britain Spit is slowly catching up to Gary. As we see Gary very slow out of the second to last corner, and Britain Spit just jumping up into first place with Dollars and Mung right behind. Mung is struggling to get into the slipstream of Gary, and Dollars is right behind. Dollars is not giving any quarters, any favors to anyone, even though he is a lap car. Britain Spit now into the lead. Finally, he must be cheering his butt off on stream. I need to watch this back while I play some Mad Max later and just cool off. This is some awesome racing, boys. Woo. No quarter between these guys. Britain Spit is finally in P1 ahead of Gary the Monster. And Mung right behind there. Let's take a look at the tires of the top 3. We see Britain Spit is using quite a bit more of his rear tires. I think he has his brake balance set to the back just to get the car around the corners. And it's very Days of Thunder-esque, that car. Very Tom Cruise-y. Gary's tires are looking a lot better, even though they're on the same fuel load. So yeah, Britain Spit must be using a heavy to the back brake balance. As we see, Gary's tires are not that bad, and neither are Mung's. Let's take a look at Dollars. He is in 9th. Dollars is not doing too bad on tires either. But yeah, Britain's bit has dropped now to second, and I missed that completely. A lot of action on track. As we see Diesel, Flapjack, Comrade Mitzo still staying ahead of Cusker Boy, as Cusker Boy tries to get himself ahead of Mitzo's into turn 1 or out of turn 1, but he just isn't able to get himself past, as they've caught up to Speed 140, or Speed 140 is coming out right in front of these boys as he exited the pits. Going back to the top 3 as we see Britain's pit going on the inside into turn 1 of Gary. And Monk staying behind Gary for as long as possible, just trying to utilize the slipstream, save tires, save fuel, but still stay ahead of Dollars. Oh man. Yes, I did, Frog, and you caught the blue stuff into turn 1, and your car just totally fishtailed, and I am super sorry for that, and your suspension probably failed, and that's a shame. Right? I'm just doing the classical Britain spit way of this explaining things. As we see Diesel now in front of this pack with a 1.4 second penalty, and yeah, the stuck together like glue team is still staying ahead of Cusker and John William Megan, as we see Speed and who was it behind Ivano. The M4R crew has done a good race so far. They have lost a little bit of time up to the top 3, but the top 3 are on a completely different pace. But then again, the M4R crew has been overtaking each other all friggin' race, 1 hour and 37 minutes of it, and we have Cusker still trying to make a dent into the M4R crew's performance. There's not a lot that separates these boys at all, and yeah, you see Flapjack on the inside now into the second to last turn. Mitzel's just trying to stay ahead, as we see Cusker now up into 6th. Diesel has dropped down a little bit. But yeah, Cusker is really trying to put a dent into these boys, trying to distract them enough to maybe get ahead and take 4th, so to speak. Coming back to the top 3, we see Gary has extended his lead with a little bit now, a little bit of breathing room down to Britain's pit. Britain's pit's rear tire is really suffering. We see Mung just sticking into Britain's pit's slipstream. I think these boys will have to do one. Yeah, they will have to do one final pit stop, and if Mung and Paul now are very, very smart, they could end up jumping into the pits together with Gary and actually fuel less than Gary and come out in front, do the proper undercut, fuel less, come out before, and probably take the 1-2. As we see Britain is pit into the pits already, and he's probably doing the cut, as I said, trying to make this work. He will come out in traffic for the likes of these boys. As we see, Cusker has gotten himself up into 3rd. Oh wow, my voice is really failing me now. 20 minutes remaining of this wonderful race. Wow. Almost starting to speak Norwegian now. Can't find my English words. Let's see. go with suspension. Yeah. I think it was around lap 40 minutes remaining, possibly. I can't say for sure, Zach. I really can't say for sure, as we see Monguinho and Gary into the pits, or coming out of the pits. And we have Britney's pit there, right in front of them. I think his tactic worked. And they've all brimmed their tanks, and Mung will have to dig down deep, try to do everything in his absolute power to stick with Gary, stick with Britney's pit. And when the top 4 boys finally goes into the pits, if they will go into the pits, I'm not sure. They still have a bunch of fuel left, but the tires are starting to tear themselves apart. I don't know how this will go. Maybe there will be an M4R crew win. 1, 2, 3. Cusker down into 4th. I think these boys will have to pit one more time, and that will put Britney's pit, Gary and Mung in top 3. So anything can happen still. It could either be these 4 in the top 4, or they could end up in the top 4 to 6. Cusker now up into 3rd again. It seems like Diesel is the only one he's managed to pass so far, as we see him going ahead of Flapjack into turn 2. And Flapjack manages to close the door right as they enter. Cusker staying on the inside into turn 3. Diesel on the outside. Cusker dropping down to 4th yet again, with John William Megan dangerously behind there in the 5th, just biding his time, waiting for the right move, the right time to strike, as it were. Looking back with Britney's pit, we have Britney's pit, Gary and Mung now all closed up together, all bunched up together, with Dowlers right behind Mung. These 4 have also been stuck together for the last hour, or last 50 minutes. So there are 2 packs of cars on track fighting for the win. It could be these 3, or it could be the 4 in front, or 5 in front, counting John William Megan. So sorry for that, don't mean to exclude anyone. As we see Mung and Gary just trying to psych out Britney's pit. Top 7 have to pit still. Winner to be Gary, Paul, or Mung for me. Oh, you did get disconnected, Spook? Oh, such a shame, man. Yeah, your car started to lag insanely, in insane amounts, Spooky. So that looked like a clear sign of the line crashing. Coming back with the M4R crew, made for racing, Spice Boys, what am I saying? Spice Boys? My voice is not going to forgive me at the end of this day. La 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 la. Gi faen I dagen, den går allikevel I dass. As we see John William Megan coming out of the pits, right in front of Britney's pit, Gary and Mung. Will William Megan have enough pace to stay ahead of these power boys, or will he crack under the Britain's bit pressure? As we see Diesel now with a fuel warning light. 15 minutes remaining of the race, as we see the M4R crew going into the pits for one final time. We have the Spice Boys in for one final pit stop, as we see Cusker still staying out for maybe a couple of more laps, trying to go for the undercut, trying to do everything in his power to stay ahead of these dangerously fast guys. Holy crap, ladies and gents. As we see John William Megan now in second, with Britton Spit in third, Gary in fourth, Mung in fifth. Flapjack and Comrade Mitzos have both come out 8 seconds behind Mung. As we see Cusker coming into the pits, changing his tires, getting some fuel, getting some Bam Bam juice into that car for one final go as he drops down to 5th position. We have Mung, Gary, Megan, Britton Spit into first. We have Flapjack and I think Cusker made the undercut work. He is in front of Mitzos and Flapjack and Diesel now. Will he have done this majorly? I struggle for words. I can't find my words. Anymore. My voice is breaking. My voice is gone. My voice is dead. As we see Britton Spit in first. Britton Spit is in first. Ladies and gentlemen, look at his Twitch channel, TX141. He must be cheering his ass off. Can he hold them back for 12 minutes longer? Can he hold Gary, Megan, and Mung behind himself for 12 more minutes? As we see Mung in fourth, desperately trying to get ahead of John William Megan, as we switch to Mung, and he passes John William Megan. We have Flapjack. Let's see, where is Flap? The M4 crew are really catching up to Cusker now, and Cusker is just trying to utilize speeds, little slipstream, trying to maybe bump draft speed so they can get a little bit of more of a distance away from the M4 crew, as we see Ivano there in the back. Dowlers in ninth, still following John William Megan, Mung, and Britton Spit and Gary. We're gonna take a while. My words are losing me. My words are just. I can't find my words anymore. As we see Gary just trying to find a crack in Britain's Spit or Paul's defenses, and we have Mung just trying to wait for the right time to strike, as he's right up the back alley and the exhaust pipes of Gary right now. We see Gary going on the outside of Britain's Spit, but ultimately, it's going to be a slipstream train down to turn 1, as we see Mung going on the outside of Gary. Will he have enough power on the straight? He goes ahead of Gary before turn 1. He is up into second place, but they have lost a big chunk of distance up to Britton Spit, as Gary goes back into second. And Gary slots in right before Mung. Mung gets back up into the exhaust pipes of Gary once more. John William Megan is looking for the right opportunity to strike as well. Cusker still staying ahead now, and I think, yeah, he has gained himself a little bit of more distance down to the M4 crew. The M4 crew has stuck together like glue this entire evening. There's not been a lot separating those boys as we see Speed in 9th, Dollars in 10th, Ivano in 11th. Joining the top 3 yet again, once more, we are on lap 150, probably 10 laps to go of this first season's 2-hour race, this year's first 2-hour race with the driver's room. And I am probably not going to be able to speak tomorrow. My voice is going to be so broken. Oh, definitely a lot more action in this race than it was on Lago Maggiore with the Mazda MX-5 Tourings, where I almost bored myself to death and almost fell asleep like someone else on stream once. I am holding back the name on this, on this mouth. Don't want to embarrass him any further, even though it was quite funny. We have Mung still very close behind Gary, and Gary very close behind Brit Nesbitt, as we go on board with Brit Nesbitt as Gary bump drafts Brit Nesbitt, and we see Mung just struggling to stay ahead of Kusker is all the way up into 4th. He's in 3rd. He has joined in on the fight for the P1. He has joined in for the fight of P1. Where did Kusker come from? Where did Kusker come from? He's right up in the 4th place. Where did this genius move from Kusker come? He has joined the fight for the win, ladies and gentlemen. He is right behind Mung. Mung, go, go, go. Get ahead of Gary, get ahead of Brit Nesbitt. Come on, dude. Mung is ahead of Gary into turn 1. Looks like Brit Nesbitt lose. No, he still stays in 1st. As we see Kusker utilizing the slipstream of Brit Nesbitt, gets himself up into 2nd place. Oh my god! This is amazing! I hope I don't wake up any neighbors. No, it's still pretty early. Oh man. Kusker back into 4th as we see Brit Nesbitt still in 1st, Mung in 2nd, Gary in 3rd. What about the Spice crew? They're still too far behind to do anything. Unfortunately, we're gonna follow the top 4 now. Top 5. Yeah, we can't forget about John Megan. He's been the silent party all race. And we have Speed just helping Kusker to get up through the field. Oh man, I didn't see this coming. Kusker is just an absolute monster of a man as he goes on the inside of Mungino into the lap, into turn 3. He is now into 3rd place. Mung down into 4th. We have Gary in 2nd, just trying to make Brit Nesbitt realize that they need to work together and stay ahead of Kusker. Mung is probably screaming his ass off while he's lighting a cigarette to get back ahead of Kusker. He goes into turn 2 ahead of Kusker yet again, once more. Oh, Gary is just all up the ass of Brit Nesbitt. Oh man, it's been so close all race. I can't believe the action we're seeing at the last 5.5 minutes, 6 minutes of the race as we see Gary's bump drafting Brit Nesbitt like crazy. Mung's trying to follow, and Kusker is trying to do his best to beat these boys, just find the crack in the armor and just take the win. Where did this come from? And John William Megan is pushing his teammate now, trying to get his teammate up into P1, possibly trying to snag the win for himself as we see Mungino on the outside. Brit Nesbitt has dropped to 3rd because Gary is up into 1st. Wow, things are moving so fast I can't even keep up. And My voice is breaking. I can't even calm my thoughts. Oh man, to the people racing here and they're watching this back, they're gonna think I've lost my mind, and I have lost my mind. Oh my goodness. As we see Britney Spit now in first again, Gary down into second, Cusker in third, Mung in third now, Cusker down into fourth, John Megan in fifth. Wow. Oh, and my eyes are starting to water up because I'm laughing too hard. I'm having too much fun just watching this entire show unfold as we see one of the guys going into the pits, one of the back markers going into the pits for one final pit stop. Probably probably the tank has run low. Wow. Brit in a spit, still in first in the Jamaica Mobile, as I would call that thing. As we see Gary going into first now, Mung in third. We have Cusker in fourth, losing a little bit of grounds up to the top three. But look at the top three. Top five, I would say. It's so close between them. It's 4 minutes remaining of this race. 4 minutes. I can't believe 2 hours have gone by so freaking fast. I just can't believe this. I just cannot believe this. Oh wow, I'm glad it's gonna be a month until the next 2 hour, because my voice is probably going to be dead by tomorrow. As we see Mung now in second, Britney Spit has dropped down to third. His rear tire is probably killing his pace, but look at Mung and Gary. Mung is not holding back one bit. He is giving everything he's got. He's giving every ounce of energy, every ounce of power that little Mustang has left. Come on, Munguinho. Come on, show the world what kind of a racer you are. As we see Britney Spit going on the inside of Mung into turn one. Or out of turn one, I should say. Oh. Jeff Cusker still sticking with these boys. As we see Mung is right up the exhaust pipes of Gary. Britney Spit has dropped down a little bit now. Wow. Mung still trying and still hasn't given up. Mung is on a pad. I think Gary is probably on the wheel. Britney Spit is on the wheel. Jeff Cusker is on the wheel. John William Megan is probably on the wheel. Mung is on a pad. I can't believe he's actually doing this. I would have smashed my controller into the ground by now because I would have gotten so frustrated. We see Gary now trying to carve himself a little lead, and Mung is right up the exhaust pipes yet again, once more. We have a few more laps to go. 161 laps driven so far in the race. 1 hour and 58 freaking minutes of 2 hour racing. We have had a few engine failures, suspension failures, and we are still going. We've dropped 4 people, 4 cars, but the top 3 are not yielding. Let's take a look down to the M4R crew. They're still sticking together as always. Speed 140 in 9th. We have Dollars in 10th, Ivano in 11th, and going back to the top 3, we have Mung again on the attack, trying to utilize everything in that Mustang's power to get himself ahead of the German. Come on, Mung. I am cheering my ass off for you right now. Come on. Mung going on the outside. Mung goes up into first. Come on, Mung, you can do this. Mung in first place, ladies and gentlemen. Munguinho in first, ahead of Gary the German. Britney Spit has dropped a little bit. I think his fight is over, but the fight is definitely not over between Mung and Gary. Anyone can win this right now. We have 30 seconds left of the race. Come on. Gary's rear tire and Mung's rear tire have completely died off. It's one more lap. Come on, gentlemen. Do this cleanly. Do this fast. Who has the strength to get the first place in today's race. Holy shit. I am sorry for that bomb, but that is needed for this one. My voice is going to be ruined. I need to sue someone for this. My voice is breaking. My voice is gone. And the shit we've seen so far. Oh, the stuff we've seen so far in this race. Holy crap. Oh, man. As we see Monk covering the inside of the second corner. Oh, and Gary moves himself up into first. Monk probably a little bit distracted by the guy in front, the back marker, as we see Gary going over to take the win. Oh, so close between. And we see Cusker grabbing third and Brendan Smith falling down to fourth. We have Diesel in fifth, Flapjack in sixth, Conrad Mitchell seventh. We have Megan in eighth, Speed in ninth. We have Dollars in 10th and Ivano in 11th. Oh, wow. What an amazing race, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Wow. Wow. Oh, man. Oh, my voice is done. Oh, wow. That was a good race. Holy crap. I hope the viewers enjoy that as much as I did. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was some of the best racing I've seen in a long time. Jeez. And that on an oval. My poor thumb. Yeah, you can rest that thumb now, Mung. Definitely. Oh, wow. That was some intense driving, and yeah. Oh, wow. I don't know if I should try and attempt a race interview from this, but wow, that was amazing to watch. That was truly amazing to watch, and I am lost for words. That was such such a close battle from everyone, and I can't believe that was 2 hours. I really can't believe that was 2 hours. That went by too fast. It really shouldn't have gone by that fast, but yeah, that was freaking fast. I am tired. Holy shit. Holy crap. I am... Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't really know what to say there. It was something. It truly was. That was some stuff. That was truly some stuff. Yeah. Oh. That was some stuff. Whew. You know what? I'm gonna drop post-race interviews because my voice is broken. I need to. Oh, I need to relax now. I really do. That was some stuff. That was truly some stuff. Whew. Thank you, Britain Spit, for hosting, and I look forward to seeing your stream and your point of view, because that was just awesome. And I wouldn't think I would enjoy this as much as it actually was enjoyable, you know. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, wow. That was good stuff. Whew. Wow. So we're gonna try and get these people into an interview. So just bear with me for a little bit. Let's see. Did I actually get frog? Tenured frog. Tenured frog. Hello.
Oh, my
So-
poor wrists. Oh. Gripping onto that controller for dear life. Oh man, I need that drink.
And let's see, there we go. Wow, that was some exciting racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's so close at the end.
Oh yeah, you're gonna, if you guys watch the stream, you're gonna see that. So.
Your poor voice.
My voice is broken. Oh yes. So, yeah, how was it out there today, guys? Starting off with Gary. How were you able to just stay cool for this entire race, and you guys just slipstreamed each other for as long as you did, you and Spooky and Frog?
Evening if
Yeah, Spooky, unfortunately, he lost connection, so that sucked a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was bouncing around for a little while before he disconnected.
Yes.
Yeah, Spooky and me were trying to lead the pace so we can get away from the six stoppers, the likes of Mitzvahs and stuff. We did one stop less, so we could get away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the end, some of them, like Kaska, managed to catch up, but yeah, overall it was pretty good, of course. I had to pee all the race, so I was a bit I was a bit eager to drive fast.
Yeah, I can understand that. Cusker coming up behind you guys in the last 8 minutes, that just
Yeah, they've really caught up.
that threw me off, and you'll hear that on stream. So
I didn't think they were going to catch us.
Yeah, me neither.
Because we weren't going slowly either at the end.
The whole race, there was just two packs on my opposite side of the tracks, and in the final 10 minutes or so, there were 6 people side by side, and it was interesting to watch.
So
Yeah, I went from first to fourth, back to first to second. I didn't know where I was.
so Mung, your thumbs, are they
God,
still alive?
My left thumb.
Oh, it's
Hand flows.
you're probably looking forward to getting your wheel pedals fixed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mang, did the guy in the last corner put you off at all, or?
Yeah, he did a little bit. I don't know who it was, but he was in a Mustang. That's all I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult, that one.
Yeah, I'm so glad he ghosted right at the last second because I wasn't.
Yeah,
slow.
me too. My life was flashing in front of my eyes.
I'm sure his was as well.
So, Frog, what happened to you after you spun? Did you have
Yeah.
disconnect?
Came out the pits. One of the mechanics must have left a spanner in the suspension spring or something. I came out and just turned,
Yeah,
Blame the mechanics.
forgot to put on the lug nuts
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Lucky I didn't send a tyre bouncing into one of the front runners, That's right.
Yeah, I saw you come out, and I think you just caught the inside.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah,
I got
I
that
was
on
really-
replay, so yeah.
Several times, thankfully.
Oh wow. Yeah, and
But I'm sorry. I was just in front of sort of the fast runners, and we were on different strategies. So I just wanted to try and sit behind them. Spent too much time looking in the rear, and didn't realise I put a front tyre on the blue stuff. But, oh well.
And welcome to Britain Spit. How do you feel tonight, sir?
Oh, disappointed, honestly. They're literally running out of fuel on the final 3 laps.
Oh,
After running-
that's
I think-
what happened.
I ran half the number of stops of everybody else just by fuel saving.
How many times did you stop?
4 stops in total.
Wow.
Literally, everybody just dragged me around the circuit.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
I'm so
it was
young.
your. I thought it was your rear tire that caught you off a lot, because that looked like it got a lot of punishment on your car. Did you have the
Yeah.
tire brake balance all the way to the back?
You
So you
can't
can't-
change brake
you
balance.
can't
Can't change it.
Oh.
It's oval circuit. You can't. It's got different bob as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bert, I thought you would
horsepower.
get me in front so you can free save before the last laps, but I was happy to stay behind.
Sorry, 800
It happens,
horsepower.
man. I pitted way too early for my final stop. I should have held pitted at the end. I should have just kept going, just to annoy everybody.
So, the final question to Mitsos. How was it out there tonight, just being stuck like glue together to the two other M4R boys? I called you the M4R crew, the stuck together like glue boys, and every other word I could think of.
The stuck together was a strategy, so we can get away and fuel save effectively. So we're not really need to stay on a different pack. We just stay together and fuel save. But yeah, it was nice taking them. They were nice guys most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah, then on the final stop, we messed up our strategy on the fuel. Overkilled by like 7 laps, so that put us out of race winning.
Yeah, it looked
close at the end, though. Really close.
Yeah, it looked very close between all of you boys near the end, and yeah, the pit stops really looked like the deciding factor.
At least John Wyndham again decided to stop going, and we got 5th. Yeah, 5, 6, 7th. I think it's a good result for the team. Not really that bad.
It was definitely a very exciting race considering it's an oval, and I went into this one as a commentator thinking this could get pretty damn boring, and I didn't stop talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, there was a real danger. It could have been very boring if we'd all stayed in one line. There's a lot of different strategies, actually.
Something I didn't expect was, like Manteg, there were a lot of different strategies. Each team had a different strategy.
Very good to see. So, yeah, you guys are probably gonna take a beer and relax and maybe a cold bath or whatever.
Nah, practice for tomorrow.
Oh.
Nah, just kidding.
The ever-practicing German.
Kim is encouraging underage drinking.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm only 17, so I'll have a lemonade on my way.
Oh, yeah.
I should be having a thumb massage.
I'll need to cut off my hand because it's dead. That's sad to see, but it was worth it. It was a nice race.
Who else was on a controller? You're on a controller with us.
I think is Jeff on a controller?
I think Casper's is on the controller as well.
Wow.
So there was there was 3 or 4 controller players.
It's amazing that you guys can stay on for that long with a controller.
I'm used to it.
It's fine when you're racing. It's when you let go.
Yeah.
And your hands don't want to let go.
Fingers are locked into position.
Yeah. Oh, it was fun though. It was good fun.
Well, I look forward to the next one, and if there's room, I'll definitely commentate with you guys. So, anything else you'd like to say before we finish off?
Thank you for hosting, Britt and Mitsos.
Yep, thank you for putting this together. I only done an hour and a half of it, but I enjoyed every second.
Oh, we're glad you did. When we came up with this idea, we thought that people might have been against the idea of racing around a hash brown for 2 hours, but given how close it was and the fact that in the end, well, up until the last 20 minutes, we had 9 cars all competing for the race win. It worked out. It did exactly what we wanted, and well, we hope everybody really enjoyed it.
I actually feel saved too much. I had 6 laps to go at the end.
Right, let's get everyone back out on the circuit then. We've got another 6 laps then.
Actually, why not? We can have like a 3-lap race just for fun.
Oh god, no more.
Yeah.
Richie, you know what to do.
think people's thumbs won't last 6 laps. So.
Wow, I know what to do.
My thumbs are good for another 3.
I can't feel my right foot.
Oh well,
See, my
that
right hand is all right. It's just chilling there. On my left hand, it's like he fought in the Second World War the entire time. It's like, why am I still here? Just let me die already.
well, I
honest-
am going to end my stream there. So thank you for watching tonight, and if you watch my stream back, I'm just sorry for the very Norwegian energy, and yeah.
Were there any F-bombs?
No F-bombs, but a couple of S-bombs.
Yeah, I caught a few of them.
Thanks for commentating, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers for doing the comms.
So
And thanks for organising.
see you guys next time.
Goodbye.
So,